In this video, I paint the hull of the yacht I'm building with Durepox 2-pot paint and put on 2 coats of Durepox clear. Painting, as they say, it's all about the preparation, and there was plenty going on here. If you're new to the channel on the building of my 7-meter or 23-foot Sharpie, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. Thanks to all of you who did the poll. It's really interesting for me to see what you guys prefer. Last time I looked, light blue was the favourite, but it would mean I'd have to buy extra paint. And I've actually got some Durepox undercoat in white and black I can mix together and make a neutral grey. That's my plan. Coat it with this stuff in neutral grey, using it as an undercoat, which I've got to do anyway. There's lots of options, and I think I've got a strategy. Can you believe it? I've had this roll of masking paper ever since the 90s when I built my 60-footer, and I've still got so much left. Well, I got some Durepox paint on. It actually went quite well because I think I misread the instructions before. On the tin it says maximum 20% thinners, and in the PDF guide it says up to 40%, which went so much better through my gun, of course. So I sprayed it on knowing that rolling would be better but require so much more sanding. Quite wasteful of product in a way, because you roll a lot on, you sand a lot off, but it does fill pinholes. And so if you look closely, there's a pinhole here and there. I'm not too worried about that. It's not going to sink the boat. I didn't really need to do the transom here because the transom will be the same color as the cockpit, the decks and the cabin. But pretty happy with that result. Going to give it a fine sand tomorrow, I think, and put 2 coats of thin clear on. Durepox once again, which has got some UV resistance in it. I think this colour is marginal, probably for heat. We'll see how it goes. But it saves me buying a whole lot of paint. And I just want to get this boat in the water and sailing, as you can understand. So tomorrow's another day, a lot of sanding, and you've got to sand this paint within 24 hours. It gets so much harder to sand after that. And then I'll put 2 coats of clear on. I'm so looking forward to seeing how that makes it look. Yep, you could spend twice as long on it and get a better result, but who cares. I left this guy in there just for you, Damien, so I'm back in the running for calling it Wabi Sabi. Good morning. I just tried a little bit of sanding with some fine sandpaper this morning. I think it's 320 grit. Now I've got some decisions to make this morning, and I'm a bit of a procrastinator. Those of you who've watched the channel for a while have probably politely already realised that without saying so. The funny thing with fairing is it's not even consistency. If you fill an area and with a bit of epoxy resin and some filler, whatever kind you use, you get a hard edge to it where it's more resin than filler. And that's hard to avoid. So no matter how carefully you sand it, you will get that difference in porosity and density. And so if you look down the hull now, even though I'm quite happy with how I sprayed it, there's a difference in surface texture. Before I put the 2 coats of clear on after a sand, there is a chance that I might break through here and there to what's underneath these 2 layers of paint. That would be disappointing. I could give it a very light coat of this. I've got enough left to give it another coat of this colour, and then while it's still uncured, within a 2-hour period I could whack on a couple of coats of clear. It's not the end of the world. It's the wrong colour. That's why I keep telling myself. For those of you who keep coming back to the channel, you probably understand that for me it's a bit of a hard choice because I'm a procrastinator. One of the reasons the painting went so well was I used a filter for the paint, but you get all those little particles which you don't always know where they come from, but they inevitably seem to end up in your paint. And spraying, of course, you don't want stuff blocking up the nozzle. Okay, fully sanded and ready for the 3rd coat of undercoat, and then 2 clear coats. Yesterday was a big day. I got on another coat, so that makes 3 coats of the undercoat, which is Durepox, and then I got on 2 coats of clear. It was a very challenging day because I wanted to get everything wet on wet with no sanding in between, which means the spraying had to be quite good. And what do you know, I ran out of thinners when I was doing the 3rd coat, although I'd done the previous coats the day before. The 3rd coat of undercoat, and I didn't have enough for the thinners for it, so I'd already mixed it and I was so sure I had some thinners, but I'd had so many tins of the hardener, it looks the same. I made a mistake there, so I had to rush into town before I put the clear on, and so it's got a slight orange peel to it, but I always wanted that because I don't want to go for a high gloss finish. So it's the big reveal. Let's have a look. It's shiny. So there it is, guys, 2 coats of clear on an undercoat. That's the Resin Durepox system, and I've never sprayed on clear like this before, and it went okay. 40% thinners, and there was a bit of an issue though because the shed hasn't got enough lighting, and I got 1 or 2 runs on the other side where I couldn't quite see as well as I probably needed to. So I really like the finish. It was always going to be grey. I did play around with the idea. I think my second favourite colour was blue, and it may end up being my favourite colour for the boat, and I may give it a repaint in a few years. But and it may prove that this colour is too dark. I'll have to keep an eye on it, make sure it's not overheating in the sun, and go for a lighter colour if it does. I noticed that when I was sanding, even though this boat hasn't been in the sun, because it's a relatively soft core and there's hard glue lines in it, when I was sanding I noticed very slightly that the glue lines were getting sanded slightly more than the paint. I think there's a normal settling in of timber in this situation. Certainly for a boat that's caulked or anything like that, there's always a settling in period. Clear has come out really nicely. Pinhole, but I don't care. And the other side, oop, ladder behind me. Okay, these all should cut and polish out quite fine. I don't even know if I'll do that before I go in the water. I'll let it harden up before I go anywhere near it. If I do something with some fine wet and dry and then give it a little bit of a polish, but I'm actually not worried about it at all. It's not a biggie, it's just clear. That's run a little bit where I've probably overlapped a little bit much. Of course the insects were giving me a little bit of a hard time landing in the paint, but nothing too bad. Just here and there, little guys. This corner here looks good, but it's going to be painted over with white down to about there somewhere. And definitely I could have put some sanding undercoat on and got rid of a couple of little things, but you really have to look for them. It's not a big deal. And so I've got away with using pretty much 3 coats of Durepox and 2 coats of Durepox clear. All this transom's going to be same colour as the cockpit and the cabin, which is going to be my next project. I'll have to do a little bit more work around the tabernacle. So far so good, looking good, looking good. Oh, I couldn't have wished for better. Beautiful. So yes, it ended up as grey. I'm a bit of a contrarian. Thanks for I was really interested to see what you guys thought in the poll, and it looks like the limey greeny colour was by a small margin the most popular, and I've made it the least popular colour. So yep, I'm a bit of a contrarian, but it's not that at all actually. It's the fact that I had a tin of white paint, I had a tin of black paint in this Durepox, and I'm probably not going to be using that paint so much anymore. So yep, I didn't want it sitting around not getting used for one thing. I'd already paid for it, and first of all, that colour that's been on here for so long, that was a mixture of 25% white, 75% black, and I decided to go for a neutral grey, and hopefully it's not too dark for the sun. I went for the neutral grey, and yeah. So anyway guys, thanks for watching and sticking to the end of the video if you got here. And the top sides are painted. Next is the cockpit and the cabin and the decks. And hopefully that'll be done by the end of the next video, and I'll probably go over to the international paint system for that, using Perfection paint and undercoat, and I'll still make up my mind whether I spray or roll it. Very likely I'll roll the first coat because there are pinholes in this. Nothing to be too worried about, I think, but I'll probably be going for the rolled on first coat, quite thin down to fill any pinholes because they're there in the fairing coat. So before you know it, we'll be putting the windows in. On the actual fact, I could now be putting in windows in the top sides, which is pretty cool. It's really, I'm getting to a stage I'm quite excited about because lots of small projects, nothing big like this. Yesterday was hard out, racing into town to get some more reducer before I put the clear on and trying to not let that 2-hour window before wet on wet expires with this paint and this temperature. And it was raining a little bit and the shed leaked a little bit, so I was really worried it was going to hit the side of the boat and run down over my fresh paint. Fortunately it didn't. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.